Horses were always like deeply rooted in the history of the valley, and as the valley developed, into the 21st century and horses were no longer in use, I thought it was important to try to have a little historical perspective of the horse use in the area.
Well, we actually got into guide outfitting first, and then one of our clients was out with Cheryl. Cheryl was guiding him, and as she was walking along the back canyon back here, she kind of thought it would be a nice place for trail rides.
In this area used to be Crown Range for Chuck Christensen, who used to range about 30 head of horses out here between the two creeks, Luxor and Kindersley, for several years. And the range horses had this amazing trail system already developed. It was really just a matter of cutting a few branches out, and all of a sudden, there you have a trail ride. Made for horses, by horses. Interaction's always pretty interesting. Some people are really scared. Others refuse to ride a mule and they don't even know they're on one. That's always pretty funny. But generally the horses are pretty good at making people feel comfortable. They try their best.
People really open up around horses. Most people kind of let down their guard and really, they can be themselves around horses. So. People ask me that all the time, who's my favorite horse? And it's who I'm riding. Like, whoever I'm spending time with that day, that's my favorite horse.
Well, Taffy here is kind of a funny horse. She's often a hit with the kids because she has loud gas. And one time she passed some gas and it was so loud, it sounded like a cannon, and she spooked herself, and the horse behind her spooked and lost a rider, and that was actually kind of funny. On a scale of 1 to 10, if a donkey is a 1 and a horse is a 10, Jamie Lynn's like a -1. She's more donkey than donkey. And I don't know what this milking's about. She just started milking. I consider it a gift. So we milk her, and usually Max gets it. That's why he's so big and strong and happy. He really likes it. It is an odd quirk, but she's a fun little mule to ride, so I'm not going to worry about it. Nobody really knows why she's doing that.
I got into archery, I saw an ad in the paper about 10 years ago. Robert Borsos was down on the coast was having a small competition. I think there was about 4 people at that time. And so we went down and watched, and I got hooked. And so I've been doing it ever since. Well, there's definitely two really full-time things going on with horse archery because of having to use the bow and arrow as well as you're riding the horse. And so you've got to learn to both focus on the target and on the horse. So it's almost like having a split focus at all times.
I've learned all kinds of stuff from horses. Horses are pretty subtle and they have their own language, and to communicate with them, it's more of a body language. And so, after 40 years of riding, I'm still learning. Like, you never quit learning. It's just an ongoing process, and every year I learn a little more, something I didn't know, and it's just continuously evolving.
What haven't I learned? Patience, for one, and every horse has taught me something different. Some horses challenge you to, they aren't as giving as others. Some horses are very giving that in terms of they're very willing to do what you want. Other ones, you have to really work for it more. So you really learn about individual personalities as well as a lot about yourself, about your own, weaknesses and emotional blocks with the horse. They come out when you're working with them.
A life with horses, I think Horses are like, for me, they're a gift from Spirit, and I think, you know, they're one of the greatest gifts that we have on the planet, to ride a horse in the mountains, across the plains. Yeah. Luxor Crowds at Spur Valley. That's the official title.
That's the official title.